What's up, Amazon sellers? 2022 is going to be a big year, but I'm going to be stopping some things and I'm going to not sell 4 different types of products. Today, I'm going to share with you what they are and why I'm not selling them in 2022 in my Amazon business. Stay tuned. Right, if you don't know who I am, my name is Thomas Parkinson and I've been selling on Amazon now, doing online arbitrage for the last 4 years. Now, I'm a 7-figure Amazon seller in the UK, check that out. And in the USA, we've recently done 6 figures. We've just started, check that out. Now, hopefully in the future, I'm planning to expand into another marketplace. And if you're interested to learn how I've done it, what I'm doing and what I'm learning, then do make sure you follow me by hitting the subscribe button down below. That's just going to notify you of when I release more videos and obviously share all about this. Okay, so first things first, let's give you a little bit of an introduction. So look, as you might all know, I've been selling on Amazon now for about 4 years, coming up 5 actually, in the UK marketplace. Now, doing the online arbitrage business model. Now, should we say last year, I managed to end 2021 with over £2 million worth of sales. And with my years of experience of selling on Amazon, what I wanted to do is I wanted to share some of the learnings with you. So hopefully you can not make the same mistakes I've done and obviously learn from that, when you begin sourcing products online, maybe as a beginner within Amazon UK. Just like, should we say, any other Amazon seller out there, we want to be finding products that fit our sourcing strategy and our criteria that will surely give us money, profitability to obviously live the life we want to live. Now, however, there are, should we say, certain types of products that, I'm not going to be selling on Amazon in 2022, which I'm going to share with you and the reasons in a minute. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so I'm going to tell you my 4 in a minute, but before I tell you my 4, drop in the comments down below, maybe some products, brands, I don't know, anything that you're not going to be doing in your Amazon business this year. Let me know in the comments down below. Maybe I'm missing something that you know, and obviously you can help me. Thank you in advance. Okay, so this leads me nicely onto the 4 types of products that I'm not going to be selling in Amazon in 2022. Okay, so the first type of product that I'm not going to be selling in 2022 is quite simply gated products. Now, you might be asking, what is a gated product or gated brand, we say, mean that they require Amazon's approval for sale. Now, this might require, should we say, performance checks, additional fees, getting invoices, for example, and qualifications such as, distributor manufacturer invoices for those certain products or categories. Now, why am I not selling gated products? Well, quite simply, let me tell you that you can buy gated products. It doesn't mean you can actually sell them on Amazon. For example, now, even with me doing over 2 million last year in Amazon, still can't sell Apple. They won't let me sell Apple. Let me explain to you why you might want to think about, should we say, selling gated products, or should we say getting yourself ungated in gated products, is quite simply, most people can't sell them, or a lot of new sellers can't sell them. So if you can get yourself ungated, then you're going to have less competition and higher chances of winning the buy box. Now, the buy box is where 90% of all sales come from. And now what I'm advising you to do is to get yourself ungated. And you can do this by automatically driving your revenue. In our USA business, once we got to about $7,000 in revenue total, through the lifetime, we started to get automatically ungated, and we could use tools like SAS, FBA Multi-Tool, BuyBot Pro, which have the feature to try and test ungating all the time, and which is super simple. Or you can obviously go through the process of working with a manufacturer, distributor, or wholesaler to get a legitimate invoice to get yourself ungated that way. Now, if you want to know how to get ungated in products and a step-by-step guide, what I will do is I'll drop a video above about top tips on how to get ungated in Amazon. What I will say is I'm going to share something about you around new sellers beginning in Amazon USA who are non-residents in the top tips section. So stay tuned for that. There's some recent news that's come out, and I think it could be quite interesting if you're having a problem around that in regards to gating. But stay tuned for the top tips. I'll share it in that bit. So the second type of product I'm not going to be selling, quite simply, is hazmat products. Well, basically, hazmat products are any substance or material that, should we say, is capable of posing a risk to health and safety or property when transported. With that being said, selling hazmat is going to require additional processes, i.e. submitting documents like safety data sheets, exemptions. And in addition to that, it just means that I'm going to have more fees, more problems. And considering that we're going to, should we say, these have to be shipped separately among other products. And a lot of time, they're not even going to be able to be stored in Amazon's FBA warehouses. That just means I can't even do the FBA route. It means I'm not going to be able to live in Mexico where I am now. And that isn't aligned with where I want to take my business. Now, what I will say is there are reasons that you might want to consider selling selling some hazmat products, one of which is that you're likely to get less competition since other Amazon sellers are generally not going to be selling hazmat products and the extra hassle, they just don't want to do the extra hassle. But what I will say for you is that there are certain types of hazmat products you can sell, making use of the hazardous goods program under Amazon, and that's an option. And certainly that's something we might look at, but generally the hazardous goods which are not part of that hazardous goods program under Amazon, we definitely won't be selling at all, period. Why? Because it's just too much hassle. And at the end of the day, I want to make this business simple, not complex. And I want to save them those fees and just make sure that we can churn the money to make more money, not deal with hazardous products. So quite simply, generally speaking, hazardous products, no, we're not even going to be touching this year. Okay, so the third type of product that I'm not going to be selling in 2022 is basically clothing items, or called apparel. I think I spell that if I pronounce that correctly. Now, basically, these are like clothes, shoes. They've got different colors, sizes, variations. And the simple reason why I won't be selling these items right now is because they require a bigger range of inventory. Storage space is something obviously you've got to manage as well with the restock limits. Also, they have quite a high customer return rate. We know that from just industry standards. You claim that maybe their clothing don't fit, or they buy lots, like maybe different sizes, try them on, return the ones they don't like, and not all the variations are going to be selling. Now, what I will say is that you can still sell these products, if you say these different types of clothing things, but what I would do is identify which specific variations are selling. I know someone who's doing nearly probably $10 million just selling shoes in the US, which is incredible, but you've got to get it right. You've got to know what you're doing. Otherwise, it's very easy to lose money. So what I would recommend for you is just make sure you're going to analyze those deals, check the variations, check to see which variation is actually selling, and also just buy the right amount. Don't go too crazy, and plan in like a higher rate of returns in your products. Now, the fourth and the final type of product that I'm not going to be selling is products with poor reviews, no matter what the profit is. Now, for some, let's just say obvious reasons, selling products with poor reviews, isn't going to do you any good when you're selling them on Amazon, since it's going to affect your account reputation. And why? Because likely you're going to be selling products whereby they're going to have a high return rate because they've got problems. And you know what? The money that, wow, this is an amazing profit deal, but it's only got like 2-star, maybe even 3-star on the reviews of the product. Well, you know what? It's those products that while they look like they make money, they have a much higher return rate. They get complaints from the customer. Amazon come getting involved. Maybe they shut the listing down and now you're stuck with that stock. And actually what looks like a great deal on the face of it actually turns out to be a loss-making product. And we've seen it time and time again, so trust me, don't do it. Now, for me, what I'm going to say to you is I'm not going to be risking buying those products with poor reviews, pretty much with anything of a 1, 2, or 3-star review on Amazon overall. I'm just not interested. Okay, so this leads me nicely onto my third chapter, which is poll results. Now, we asked other Amazon sellers, on our YouTube community, and asked them, what type of products are you likely to avoid selling in 2022? And here are the results now. So out of 69 votes, 62% responded with hazmat products. That again was followed with gated products, and products with poor reviews both got 14, and then 4% with products with variations. Now, with other answers, there's lots of other little things, but with that all said, most Amazon sellers prefer not to sell hazmat products. Now, I will just come back to the point that you can get on the hazmat program. There are certain types of hazardous products you can sell, and we already identify 62% of our people, our viewers, they are not going to be, selling hazardous products, but there is an opportunity to sell some of them. So risk reward, up to you. For me, obviously the ones that aren't on the hazardous program that you can't sell through FBA, I'm definitely not doing. Okay guys, so today obviously I'm talking about the 4 types of products I'm not going to be selling in Amazon. Well, interesting enough, what does that mean? Well, if you're not going to be selling these, it limits the amount of things you can actually buy, and it makes your life a lot harder. And why do I say that? Well, because actually buying or finding products to buy low, to resell high on Amazon is actually hard work, and it is time consuming. So why do I say this? Well, because quite simply, if you are like me and you understand that your time is your most important asset and you want to be scaling your business, well, what do you need? When you need deals that you can buy low to resell high on Amazon. And what would I recommend for you? Do check out FastTrackFBA Leads. This is a service that I created whereby we've got a team of sourcers who find all the deals in the USA and the UK market, working 7 days a week. They put all the deals onto our web platform, and quite simply what they do, you come in, you buy tokens, you review all the deals that we found, looking at all the keeper charts, the data behind them, and only when you're happy, what do we do then? Well, you exchange the tokens, unlock the deal, and obviously get the supplier URL and the Amazon ASIN, go buy the product, resell it on Amazon for a profit, rinse and repeat. Check it out, it's an amazing service and it's completely game changing. No one does anything like it. I'll drop a link down below. It's FastTrackFBA Leads. Trust me, I think you're gonna love it. Okay, so this leads me nicely onto the fourth chapter, top tips for you. So look, first things first, number one, aim for products with a good profit and ROI. Look, if you see that you're gonna be making a small profit from that product, you probably don't risk it. It's just not worth it. Aim for products that are going to make sure you're making money and have a good profit and ROI in them. Really important. Now, the second one I'd really recommend is do a test purchase. Maybe you want to risk selling something, maybe a certain type of product, maybe even like a clothing item with a variation. What do I recommend? Well, do a test purchase of a small quantity and make sure that the actual product sells. And then obviously what you're going to get from there is the fact that you're going to see, is my expectation right? Is it selling as much as I think it is? Super, super important. Now, the third thing I'm going to say for you is something that I talked about earlier in regards to gating and in regards to US sellers. Now, this isn't a top tip. This is something that I've recently read about in one of the groups that I learn, that I follow, and the people that I follow within the ecosystem. One thing which I've learned about, or should I say seen recently, is that there's been a report of a much higher number of, should we say, Amazon seller accounts in the USA being gated on pretty much all the brands. Now, let's just clarify what I've heard. Well, quite simply is that a lot of the brands are being gated for new Amazon sellers or Amazon selling accounts, even existing ones, if the account owner, i.e. business or physical owner themselves, is not a US registered person or registered entity. Now, why is this? Well, someone posted back to say, actually, this is interesting. Why? Because they are seeing a lot of problems with like Chinese sellers coming in, causing problems on the listings, maybe selling fake goods. And the net result is it's causing a problem with Amazon's, should we say, customers. So what has Amazon done? They basically blocked anyone who is not a US registered business or seller or gated them, should we say, so that they can't do this problem or cause this issue. Now, we don't know this for sure, and we're only hearing what's coming through, but I think it's something very interesting about if you do find yourself all of a sudden gated in a lot of products, and this could be something that's going to have a real impact on you. So you're going to have to get ungated in them. Now, what I will say is hopefully after going through these 4 types of products, I'm not selling in 2022, you might want to learn about the top categories I'm going to be selling in Q1 in Amazon UK, obviously during the Q1 period. And I'll drop that video around here, check that out. And that's called My Top Selling Amazon Arbitrage UK Categories in Q1. But hopefully you've enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you have, give me a big thumbs up. And hey, if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button down below. For myself, Thomas Parkinson and FastTrackFBA, thank you very much.